What do you not like about Reddit and why? What do you swear you saw but don't have any proof of? Who is the best TV dad? Bandit Healer. Yes, this is the correct answer. Uncle Phil. I mean, if he's an uncle, maybe he's not necessarily a dad. We don't know. Uncle Iroh. I was never angry with you. I was sad because I was afraid you had lost your way. I think we all wanted to be adopted by Iroh for a minute. Gomez Adams. I don't know how much of a good father he is, but sure. Phil Dunphy. You mean Clive Bigsby? Himbo husbands are always nice. Hal from Malcolm in the Middle. Hal was a very good father in the sense he loved his boys, but not a good father in many other ways. I mean, he didn't even know he switched Jamie at the park for another baby, lol, but he tried his best. However, his marriage is something to be envied. Sandy Cohen. Never watched this show, never will, sorry. What song is an immediate skip for you because it's that annoying? Anytime I see a video with the oh no, no song, I immediately skip it. Gotta love TikTok just ruining music sometimes. Marry You by Bruno Mars. I can't believe how many people choose it for their proposal or wedding when it has "I'm looking for something dumb to do" in the text. Just no. Going through Target the other day, there was this little kid that was blaring songs on her phone. One of them, Crazy Frog. I have no clue why, but it triggered my fight or flight response. There are tons for me, but Made You Look by Meghan Trainor does my head in because of the trend on TikTok with it. Made You Look by Meghan Trainor. Alicia Keys' Girl on Fire. Just no more, please. All about that bass. Some guy during college overplayed it one too many times in the gym because the speaker of the program was late and it freaking pissed me so bad. Dance Monkey. That baby voice makes me mad. Yeah, I can't stand that song either. I get physically violent. Dance Monkey. I could revive myself from a multi-year coma to turn it off. My Sharona. I don't know what caused it, but whenever I hear that bass/drums intro, my skin crawls and I need to make it stop. Happy by Pharrell Williams. It's so obnoxiously pandering and saccharine, it makes my skin crawl. Whip/Nay. I do believe they're talking about Silento's Watch Me, and yes, I agree, it's annoying. I'm the Eye of the Tiger. You're going to hear me roar, 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 roar. No clue how that became one of Katy Perry's top hits. It sucks so bad. ABCDEFU. I hate that song so much, it actually makes me mad. One of the laziest possible songs I think I've heard. I cannot stand it. What you can do in your 20s to avoid regrets in your 30s and 40s. Wear hearing protection at music shows. Some venues are actually offering earplugs when you walk in, which is kind of nice and I should probably take them up on it. Brush your teeth. And floss. Only floss the teeth you want to keep. I mean, you should floss all of them, but yeah, it's never too late to get into shape. I started at 33, and I'm in better shape now than I was at any point in my 20s. I don't regret not having started in my 20s. I'm just happy I started at some point. Realize that your 30s are pretty much the same as your 20s, and you have plenty of time to complete whatever goal you want. Turning 30 was never a checkpoint in life where you need to have done X. That was just something some people said one time. Your life is your own. It is not your fault for failing to live up to their expectations. It's theirs for having them. Richard Feynman. That girl you're crushing on? Ask her out. That job you don't think you'll get? Apply anyway. Think your city kind of sucks? Move. Have fun. I wasted my 20s and most of my 30s. Now I'm almost 40 and socially stunted in a way. Do things. Have fun. You'll regret the stuff you didn't do way more than all of the mistakes you'll make actually doing stuff. Stay out of credit card debt and put as much as you can into a retirement account. Oh, and focus on developing healthy habits around food and exercise. But what if I don't wanna go to the dentist regularly? I'm trying, okay? What are some signs that someone is a phony intellectual? I mean, have you seen Jordan Peterson? They can't admit when they don't know something or act like an expert on every subject. Truly intelligent folk know the limits to their knowledge. It's better to be humble and admit you don't know something than try to pretend like you do know everything. Whatever you say, they already know it, and never admit that you are telling them something for the first time. When they can't admit they're wrong about something. An intelligent person, in my opinion, is someone who can admit when they're incorrect. They tell you their IQ. I'm pretty sure the IQ test was also debunked a long time ago. I could be wrong though, I don't know. They start trying to piss you off to win an argument/discussion, or likewise get angry about your opposing views rather than consider them. Big words they don't use well. Just because you say big words doesn't make you smart. For all intensive purposes, oh man, those purposes are really intensive. Individuals with a falsely inflated ego of their intellectual capacity, utilizing redundantly long phrases and employing unnecessarily complex words with an intent to draw demonstrably illogical bifurcations of simple issues with redundantly long sentences. They're phony intellectuals. I actually want to murder this person now. I'm sorry, I do. This is ridiculous. What's something that was popular in the 90s that you don't really see now? A lot of things. Gateway computers delivered in a cow box. And I raise you, gateway computers in general. I haven't seen one in years. Those spray-painted white t-shirts with Tweety Bird wearing grills and chains. Just go to any metropolitan city and you will find a cart set up with these t-shirts made. Puka shell necklaces. We can all admit they weren't fashionable then and they definitely aren't fashionable now. Floppy disks. Seeing as they're an outdated piece of tech, yeah, it makes sense. Payphones. Now that I am upset about because, what about the people that can't have cell phones? AOL. Honestly, if Twitter dies, you're just gonna have to catch me on AOL. Auto seatbelts on compact cars. I think it was because sometimes they would just start choking the driver, using the tones from the number pad to emulate theme songs. For example, 224562 on the old phone sounded like the Go-Go Power Rangers, part of the Power Rangers theme song from that time. You can still kinda do this. I mean, most digital phones do give off a tone when you press the buttons. Blockbuster, and how I wish they would return. What's the most hated thing you actually like? Myself. I've made peace. You and me both, sister. Cleaning the house. Therapeutic. I will agree, it is a little therapeutic, but it is stressful when you're not in the mood for it. I actually really enjoy going to the dentist. My teeth feel so clean and I enjoy the appointment. I even had to have a filling done last time, and I didn't care. Well, clearly you have dental insurance, so yeah, you don't care. Women in their 40s and 50s who are complete cranky bitches. I love being able to use my charisma to get on their good side. Sometimes I feel like I can talk to them better than women my own age. Cargo pants. I get the utility in them, but they're so bulky and blech. Brussels sprouts. In fairness, I haven't really given them a chance, so I can't just outright deny them. Meatloaf. The food or the singer? Yes. Well, I mean, that answers that. Minus temperatures. I'll take freezing temperatures over extreme heat any day. What are the unspoken rules of Reddit? Never use an IRL picture for your avatar. You're just asking for trouble at that point, really. If you ever have a relationship issue in your life, no matter how minimal the issue, the only solutions are divorce, therapy, or going no contact. A clever one-liner will earn you more karma than a long, nuanced take. Apparently, posting a legitimately unpopular opinion on r/unpopular opinion is frowned upon and gets you banned. Kinda weird how that works. You can be 100% right about something, you can prove it with a source and communicate in a friendly manner, and some will still disagree with you. Ain't that just the way? Keanu Reeves, good. Dolly Parton, good. Canada, good. Russia, bad. Emoji, bad. Facebook, bad. Relationship problem, divorce. Best game, Elden Ring. Edit. How could I forget? Avatar, no cultural impact. Every relationship problem should be fixed with a divorce. I do think a divorce would be tricky if you're not married, but you'll figure it out. It's okay to have an opinion, but only a very light one. We don't talk about the unspoken rules of Reddit. That's the first rule of Reddit. If people could read your mind, what would they usually hear? Probably just static. I'm not really thinking. Music. Got your own radio station in your brain? I'm kinda jealous actually. Mostly me thinking about what I'm going to do in any given situation. So basically me planning out my day and the interactions I'll have and what I'll say. Having those fake conversations. Only for them to never be of use, cause the conversations never go the way I expect them to go. You know what? Relatable. Short bits of lots of different song lyrics. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut the f*** up. This is normally my brain if I'm a little overstimulated. Me having very random conversations with myself. Dial tone. I'm dumb as f***. Screaming and rants about color theory. Which smell reminds you of the 90s? Opening an old library book published in the 70s with yellowing pages and a card full of names. Pizza Hut restaurants. Not one I've smelled recently, but one I miss. Warm VHS tapes. Oh god, I actually understand this and I kind of want to smell it now. Plastic swimming pool fresh out of the box. Herbal essence. Really? That's just my shampoo. The Hawaiian Tropic tanning lotion in a brown bottle. It had a very very distinct, pleasant scent. The smell of that slime that was at every dollar store. I love gross chemicals. Dr. Pepper lip balm. That was a pretty 90s thing of just making any flavored lip balm. Even, like, it doesn't work, but it tastes like things. Roller rink. Roller rinks do have a distinct smell about them. Not sure what it is. What questions are you tired of seeing on AskReddit? Oh, I think I have a laundry list full. Red flag / green flag questions. They're generally all the same, or people can't decide what is a red flag and what's a green flag. People of Reddit, what is the sexiest sexy sex you have ever... I'm done. That's what it says. Europeans, what is the blank about America and vice versa? It's a whole clown fiesta getting both sides railed up with nothing to be gained. American healthcare and imperial measurements. Europeans are socialist and are full of themselves. But at the end of the day, we're all sad and we're forced to work until we die. So who's the real loser here? I'm getting sick of the sob story prompting questions like, men, what do women not understand about you? I will say there's some validity to asking men these questions because a lot of men aren't as vulnerable, but sometimes it's like, yeah, she doesn't like when I hit her. What celebrity do you really not care about, and why is it the Kardashians? When people ask leading questions like that, it's just so boring. Men of Reddit and women of Reddit. I fucking hate this shit. What men don't understand about women and what women don't understand about men. Nobody knows anything, that's my conclusion. The endless NSFW questions. I swear, sometimes it seems like this subreddit is just people who are getting off by reading people's sexy stories. Nearly all of them, and yet I come back daily. It truly is a curse and there is no cure. What is something that nobody hates? A good night's sleep. No, I hate a good night's sleep. I want to be tossing and turning and get like 2 hours. Oxygen. Alright, well I guess you got me there. Clean water. Nestle hates this comment. I'd have to wager on nothing. There are 8 billion of us. There are people out there who hate anything out there. Hell, I'd bet there are some crusty old curmudgeons out there who hate new planets we haven't found yet. I don't like them looking out in the stars. What are they trying to find? New planets for me to not like? The feeling of relief after taking a nice big poop. There is something about it. Finding money in your coat pocket from last winter. Or if you wear a lot of different jackets and you cycle through, you'll probably just find it every so often. Dopamine. Fresh bread. Celiacs beg to differ, LOL. Celiacs can beg all they want. They know they still eat bread. Sleep. Putting on clothes that are just out of the dryer and all warm and snuggly feeling. Only time that's not great is during the summer and you don't have air conditioning. Bob Ross. I would agree, but like the other person said, 8 billion people, probably people don't like him. Paul Rudd. It is a little hard to hate that whimsical little guy. Raymond. I don't know enough about the guy to really love him, but he's fine. Dog lovers of Reddit. What is the cutest dog breed? My dog. Yeah, saw that one coming a mile away. All of them. Speaking the truth, brother. A healthy dog. I feel like my dog's epilepsy doesn't affect his cuteness, but I'm biased. I love my golden retriever. I love my German shepherd, and I love every dog I see. Humans, not so much. Bernese mountain dogs. Oh, they're just so freaking cute. They're just big old puppies, and they're stupid, and they're stinky. Ugh. Chocolate Labrador, because they're like dumb miniature bears. Have y'all ever seen a Pomeranian? They look like teddy bears, and they're one of the nicer and more trainable small breeds. I feel like my cousin would have some words on the trainable aspect. I don't have a favorite breed. I just like my dogs big and fluffy. Corgi. Hands down, corgis are my favorite dog breed because they're just so small and they're dumb and they're just, Dogs are like b****s. I like them all. What's something that never fails to piss you off? Groups of people who spread out and walk slowly in front of you. If you're gonna walk slow, make some room on the sidewalk, please. People stopping at the top or bottom of stairs and people stopping right after going through a door. It's like car rules, like, stick to the right, get out of the way, you can't stop in the middle of traffic. People who don't need to say anything, but still take the opportunity to be as rude as possible. People in front of me in line at a store checkout who seem completely unprepared to actually pay for their items. Being interrupted and having to repeat myself. So I had 4 children, which allows this to happen constantly. apparently. Willful ignorance. This app must be hell for you then. Anyone who doesn't turn their brights off for oncoming traffic. People not using their blinker. Just know for BMW drivers, they get a pass because just to use the blinker, it's a $10 microtransaction. Which job requires the largest balls of steel? People that work on dive bells and stuff. Absolutely terrifying. Anything to do with like deep ocean stuff, I'm gonna take a pass. Wrecking ball, obviously. Alright, I see what you did there. Underwater welder. Again, anything under the water, I'm gonna take a pass on. Being an astronaut. On the surface level, you're like, oh cool, you get to walk out in space, but when you think about it, space is actually horrifying because it just kills you if you're out there. Skyscraper window washers. I've been getting videos of those guys on TikTok and oh my god. No. Ball bearing manufacturing. Again, I see what you did there. Spying in a hostile country like North Korea. Spying in general, like, probably takes a lot of courage and whatever, but you're also kind of slimy. That dude who puts the first cone out when they close a freeway. I feel like there are other people like police that stop the freeway like ways ahead of like the construction zone. Anything cave related. Extra points for underwater. Yep, both of those, never gonna do that. You can't make me. Haven't seen this, but people who clean up crime scenes, etc. I mean, it's gotta take a lot of guts to clean up the remains of people who have been killed in some way. Also, police officers, firefighters, medical professionals, entertainers, cell tower repair guys. Pretty much every job is terrifying. Kanye West PR representative. They're absolutely reconsidering why they got into this career. Pet owners of Reddit. What is the most absurd thing your pet has done? One Thanksgiving, we had a turkey thawing in the sink and we all left the house for a while, and my roommate came home to find that my dog had gotten the turkey out of the sink, pulled it into the living room, and ate its entire So, not the best Thanksgiving, I'd say. His sleeping preparations are strange. Like, I'll be taking a nap and I suddenly feel him nudging into my arm, getting comfortable to sleep, under the covers and everything. He hides his face in the crook of my neck and I could hear his weird snoring/breathing in my ear. He doesn't do this when I'm awake, so I'm wondering, is he embarrassed about cuddles? Came back home once after literally a 15-minute walk to the local shop. I found my dog sitting in a frying pan on the stove. They just wanted to cook you up something after a long, hard day. Told this one before. Not my pets, but my aunt had 2 small terriers and a cockatoo. The bird was a funny and figured out that if it mimicked my aunt shouting, "Doggies, dinner!" the little dogs would go mental and run excitedly into the kitchen where their bowls were. Bird would perch in the kitchen and just watch their confusion. This would happen regularly for years, and somehow the dogs never caught on. Kind of felt bad for the dogs, but I must confess it was effing hilarious. Little feathered bag. My Labrador Retriever stole a full bottle of fish oil omega-3 capsules off the counter, chewed the lid off, and ate every last one of them. After a brief period of vomit and diarrhea, her coat emanated oils, leaving stains wherever she laid, while both she and my apartment reeked of fish for 2 weeks. My childhood dog was allowed to roam our suburban neighborhood off-leash. She was a very sweet girl who loved everyone she met, so the neighbors had no issue with her just roaming and doing her thing. One day, she came trotting home with something in her mouth. It was a 4-pack of hamburger buns. Just the buns, no packaging. The thing was, they were frozen, but also burnt to a crisp. Frozen, burnt hamburger buns. No clue where she got that. My childhood dog had a very bad habit of jumping on the counters and grabbing food. He seemed to always reach it, no matter how far in we pushed it in. My mom was making a cake for a birthday and letting it cool on the counter. Since it was such an important occasion, she sprinkled a heavy line of cayenne pepper around the perimeter of the cake to deter him. It didn't faze him. He licked up all the powder like an appetizer and then ate the cake. He had the most personality of any dog I've ever met, and he was the best pal I could have asked for growing up. I'll always miss him. If dogs are one thing, it's determined. Broke into the fridge, took out the pack of raw chicken breasts, and proceeded to hide them in the couch cushions, presumably for later. Assigned me a bedtime. He starts to stare me down when it gets close to time, then meows if I'm late. That's what I don't like about cats. They're just little manipulators. I mean, dogs can too, but they're just so cute. My dog doesn't understand that whacking her snout off the floor is not supposed to be part of sneezing, lol. It'll be all quiet, and we hear a sneeze followed by a loud bang against the floor because she doesn't pick her head up high enough for like 5 years now. It's so absurd, but I love her so much. Dragged a whole bag of powdered sugar around the apartment, antiquing the whole place, then licking himself clean and projectile out his litter box across the laundry room and up the wall. I know this plight too well. What was the last good movie you watched? I've seen a lot of good movies this year, and Banshees of Inisherin and Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, oh, so good. I just watched A Futile and Stupid Gesture, which I really enjoyed, and prior to that, it was Everything Everywhere All at Once. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. My new favorite movie, Sin City. Just a great experience from start to finish. I do love how stylized those movies are. Big Trouble in Little China. It isn't amazing, but for the time, it's really goofy fun. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. Really didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did, but God, the animation is so beautiful. Watched District 9 a couple weeks ago for the first time. Knew nothing about it and had no expectations. Very good movie. Loved it. Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. It was so beautifully made and was interesting to see such a strange take on the story. I didn't know it was a movie. I, for some reason, thought it was a Netflix series, not just a film, which, I mean, I'll probably watch it now. All Quiet on the Western Front. I've heard it's really good, but it just seems boring. Bullet Train. Bullet Train is super underrated. I don't know why people just ignored that movie. Children of Men. Casablanca. Had never seen it, and already knew a bunch of references to it and how it would end. But the damn movie still holds up. It's entertaining, romantic, high stakes, full of suspense and drama, and historically fascinating. You may have to know a thing or two about World War II in Europe to understand it properly, but it's really a classic that deserves its reputation. I almost cried at the Play la Marseillaise scene. So perfectly crafted and written. I said it wrong, who cares? Little Miss Sunshine with my sister the other day. I've been really meaning to watch this movie. I mean, I've seen the Paul Dano freakout scene, which is so good, but I need to see the rest. What celebrity did you once idolize that you are now embarrassed by? Basically any YouTuber I grew up watching. Only once I became an adult did I realize how mediocre they all were. Very dangerous game to idolize YouTubers because guess what? We're people too, and guess what people do? Suck a lot. Adam Levine. The whole country of Chile is with you on this one. I'm embarrassed that I ever idolize celebrities. I mean, when you're young, you don't know what else to do, really. Bam Margera. Listen to his recent appearance on the 9 Club and Steve-O's podcast. Hope he stays sober this time. I mean, we can only hope, really. Bill Cosby. His Fat Albert cartoons helped to broaden my horizons as a kid, and although The Cosby Show wasn't my favorite comedy, it seemed like good, respectable, clean comedy. Then, yikes. I used to plan my afternoon around watching Dr. Phil. I thought he was so smart. Kevin Spacey. Even before everything came out, I can't imagine idolizing Kevin Spacey. I went through a big Woody Allen phase in high school. Kanye. I miss the old Kanye. Steven Seagal. You're lying, right? Because nobody idolizes that man. Ellen DeGeneres. Definitely not a good thing when you make your brand about being nice and sweet to just be evil behind the scenes. What single thing do people often base their entire personalities on? Their job. Mostly to the extent of bragging how much they work and blah 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 blah. CrossFit. Thankfully I haven't run into any CrossFit bros out in the wild, but I'm scared to. Disney. There's nothing wrong about liking Disney, but oh my god, you're not living a fairy tale. I'm sorry, you're not. The university they attend, especially anyone that attended the Ohio State University. The only thing people from Ohio are proud of to talk about. Pretending to be grossed out by the word moist. Oh, ew, gross. Why'd you make me say it? Ew. Constellations. Oh, I'm a sag, so this is just how I am. Take it or leave it. I based mine around playing the ukulele in my mid-20s. The pyramid scheme, direct sales business. Okay, so you see the problem there is that it's just a cult and they are too absorbed to realize it. Lots of beard guys out there these days. In fairness, if I did shave off my beard, I would look so scary, so I kind of just need it. Being a nurse. In fairness, being a nurse does suck. My roommate is in nursing school and oh god, coffee. Don't talk to me before I've had my wakey juice. F off all the way. What do you swear you saw, but don't have any proof of? Northern Japan, late 70s, UFOs. 4 dots of light in the middle distance accelerating, stopping suddenly, making 90-degree turns at high speed, just doing things no aircraft could do. Clear night, no clouds, no nearby airports. About 15 or 20 minutes of watching this display, there was a sudden sortie of 2 flights of fighter jets, Misawa AFB. It was unusual because after living there a while, you get used to the patrol patterns, takeoffs and landings. These were different, and all the planes headed in the direction of the lights I'd been watching. I couldn't really make out the jets after they got out of hearing range because they didn't have any lights on, but after about 5 or 6 6 minutes, all the lights I'd been watching shot straight up at high speed and disappeared. I watched for a while, but when the jets came back, I went inside. I don't know exactly what UFOs are, but they are real and our military knows about them. Yesterday, driving home from work, I saw a donkey walking alongside the road. I live in northern Ontario. Anyone lose a donkey? I feel like with the farmland out there, that makes enough sense. I saw Chris Brown on Omegle. As soon as he noticed I recognized him, he skipped. I can never prove it. I saw Lil Wayne once when I was in college. Same thing. As soon as I recognized, he skipped me. I saw a guy off in a urinal at Walmart one time. I don't have any proof because I wasn't about to try to get proof. A concert where the Ramones opened up for Duran Duran, except my mom went to it when she was pregnant with me. I have a very clear memory of being there though. I even remember her considering what shirt she wanted to wear. I can't explain it, and trying to makes me sound insane, but I'll never forget it. I've asked her about the show Sith Coot mentioning my memory of it, and it lines up. Pregnant, Dad didn't want to, but did anyway. Outdoor venue. She got really close. Everything I remember. Yeah, cool story and all, but please, for the love of God, do a quick spell check before you submit these. When I was like 6 or 7, I was outside during school, and for whatever reason, I fell over and landed on the ground on my back. I remember sitting there and just looking at the sky for a second, and it was a clear blue sky with no clouds in sight. Then, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a dark circle that I can only describe as a portal. It even looked like it was spinning too. When I got up to get a better look, it just straight up disappeared. No one else I was with saw it. Not sure if it was my imagination or not. I've had seizures like that. Yeah, the falling over aspect kind of tells a little bit. In 2007, I saw 7 Foo Fighters above a field in northeast Indiana. Now looking back, they were probably some type of drone prototype. It was wild. They were probably learning to fly. 2 flaming eyes staring at me from a dark spot of my bedroom when I was a kid. Sorry about that. I was looking for my keys. Oh, no worries, man. Happens to all of us. When I was a teenager, I fell asleep with the CD playing. I awoke to find the CD skipping, so I got out of bed and turned it off. And to my surprise, I saw a little wooden man sitting on my desk. He was about 4 inches tall, classic beard, hat, and pipe like a gnome, and he raised his finger to his lips as if he was shushing me. As I got closer, he just sort of dissipated into the ether. I was weirdly calm about the whole thing and went back to sleep. I have heard some people kind of hallucinate when they wake up suddenly, so that could have just been it. Ball lightning while driving in rural Botswana during a big thunderstorm. Saw a huge thunderstrike and then this weird blue/white ball-shaped form drift across the road. What's a good current/recent TV series to get into that can help escape depression for a bit? The Good Place and Bob's Burgers are my go-tos. Psych is another one, but I haven't been able to find it on streaming. Have no fear, Psych is on Amazon Prime. It's got all of the seasons and I believe the movies as well. Brooklyn Nine-Nine and What We Do in the Shadows. Definitely recommend What We Do in the Shadows. That show is so beyond goofy. Schitt's Creek is super wholesome and lovely and funny the whole way through. It might make you cry, but they'll be happy tears probably. Really wonderful show. It helped me feel good in some rough times. I loved Dairy Girls. It had its emotional moments, but was really hilarious and just all around well done. I would strongly recommend Ted Lasso. I've seen a few episodes and I mean Jason Sudeikis, oh baby. The Good Place is a good one for somebody with depression. Malcolm in the Middle, truly one of the greatest shows ever made. I second that. Futurama, once you've watched it, you can watch it again. Modern Family, one of the few shows that always gets me laughing every episode. Not recent, but still going. Always Sunny in Philadelphia, guaranteed to make your life seem better than theirs. Never really seen a recommendation that looks like that, and yeah, that's pretty true. What do you not like about Reddit and why? My biggest complaint is people not bothering to do a quick spell check or even grammar check. It's so not hard. I've noticed this on certain subreddits, but holy sh**. Some Redditors are self-righteous AF. They act as if they're the second coming of Jesus and morally perfect. The way they drag people who make mistakes as if they haven't made the same mistakes before. Alright, I'll admit it, I don't use perfect grammar all the time, but when it's your job to read it, it's really difficult. Mods, ban me without telling the reason and mute me when I ask questions. And that's not breaking terms of service, so I can kick rocks. How much time you can waste and how you always come back. When I try to be helpful by giving my perspective on a topic I have years of experience with, only to be called an idiot and told I don't know anything. Another rule of Reddit is that there is always someone smarter than you, even if they're not. Many subreddits are just echo chambers. A lot of fandom ones too are just yikes. Free awards got removed. If you really want to give someone an award, then you just gotta give your money to Reddit, I guess. Everyone is a red flag, and everyone is a narcissist. That it is like watching a car crash, but I can't stop reading. Alright, I think that's about all I can handle, but don't worry, I'll be back. Thank you all once again for watching. My name has been Brandon, and I'll talk to you another day. Bye!